Welcome back, folks. Part 2.
Real Talk and Sports.
Special edition.
The Memorial Day Weekend podcast, video blog, all of that. YouTube, podcast source, Twitter.
Get familiar, subscribe, follow, and listen. Again, this is a special edition Memorial Weekend 2015.
Where, man?
Yeah, we saw our news. You saw our news show earlier. We're going to get into the pride and joy in sports.
You know what it is.
Sports, as my daughter would say.
Sports.
Shout out to my daughter, Al. I know she's going to watch this a little later.
You know what I'm saying? Elio, she tried to get on the show
She did try to get on the show tonight.
She needed to go to bed.
She had to go to bed. But let's get into it. Shout out to Odell. I can do everything Beckham.
ODB, man.
Got the Madden cover.
When's that Madden cover?
About to end the curse.
Is that a good or bad thing?
You heard what he said?
The curse was already ended.
You heard what he said?
Sherman didn't get hurt.
You're right. Mr. Sherman didn't get hurt. The curse is ended. So when my Giants, when they fifth Super Bowl this year,
I don't know about all that, but ODB, he gonna do his thing like he did his thing. You know, shout out to them planes.
Because he works hard in practice.
Championships.
Practice. He's talking about the game. Practice.
And you talking about practice.
That AI documentary, well done by Showtime.
That was awesome.
Well done.
That was awesome. That was actually an independent film.
Wow.
That Showtime, got their hands on the documentary, but it was an independent film. It actually had come out. I know it was at Tribeca some months back.
Okay.
I think it was like late last year. It hit.
It was very well done.
But,
very well done.
I mean, if you don't know the story of AI, man, AI
he almost was a victim of the judicial system.
AI had a rough childhood, man, and upbringing, and they tried to screw him over, and he ended up coming out on top. And it's a hell of a story, man. So
one of the greatest players under 6 foot ever in the NBA.
I mean, he's one of the greatest players of all time. One of the greatest basketball players of all time. Iverson.
I didn't like the way he went out, though.
But a lot of them don't end on good notes, though. Did Mike end on a good note?
Nah, King played for the Toronto Raptors. Remember that?
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, see, people don't remember that.
See? I don't even remember
There's a picture of a King in a Raptors uniform and Ewing in a Magic uniform.
I do remember that.
That was crazy.
So a lot of the greats don't get to end, properly, I guess you can say, but
like Shaq.
It happens.
What about Shaq's fall?
Shaq takes the meanest spill of all time on television.
Man.
And then the crazy part was when it happened, TNT made sure they tweeted to let everybody know that was not planned. My man went to go run to try to chase Kenny like he always do, and had the epic fail. So that was it didn't work out in his favor.
Speaking of good news, Ernie Johnson,
EJ, man,
gave his
that was awesome.
Gave his Emmy award. He went ahead and gave his Emmy award to the late great Stuart Scott. Daughters. So
that was awesome, man.
Yeah, shout out to Stuart Scott.
Stu had an awesome week though, man. Because don't forget about ESPN headquarters.
Had
the memorial wall put up for him too, man. So it was a big week for my man Stu and his family, man. That was good stuff. Good stuff.
Speaking of the evil empire, the New England Patriots finally goes down, folks.
Yeah. So I guess before we get into the major New England Patriots news, let's talk about
the Flake
Hernandez. We gotta start. I mean, we're gonna talk about.
We gotta talk about the Lifetimer.
We gotta start with the Lifetimer now. That's his new nickname.
You know, he's from my home state, Connecticut.
Yeah, right? Yeah. But the Lifetimer, as so gracefully was tattooed on his neck.
How do you get that done in prison?
Man, they do prison tax.
Lifetime, no parole.
The Lifetimer, he got the tattoo, and he on lookout now for the fights, and I don't know. Like it sounds like he's fitting in.
Well, he's a criminal. He messed up his life.
He might as well try to fit in. I mean, he
ain't going nowhere.
Got that Martin and Eddie.
Got that deflate gate. Mr. Brady.
Deflate gate.
4 games.
Tom is smooth, man.
The Wells report.
Did you see how Tom deflected the questions, man? Tom say, "Look, I haven't digested this thing yet. When I digest it, I'm gonna let you know, and I'm gonna let the people know." And he still ain't let nobody know yet.
Well, he's about to get 2 games. Roger Goodell's coming in.
You think so?
Yeah, of course. Come on now.
Him and Crab, they are.
They're gonna get 2 games.
Bosom
Even he may not get any games.
Nah, he gonna get something.
We'll see.
He gonna get something.
We'll see.
He has to get something.
We'll see. Well, they got a fine. What did they get? A fine.
They got $1 million.
They lost a first round pick.
$1 million fine.
In 2016.
And then they try to make it look good. So they lost first round pick in 16.
And a fourth round.
A 4th round pick in 17. A 4th round pick? Really? How significant is that?
And Brady's eligible to come back in week 6 against the Colts.
Interesting that Tom will be back against the Colts. That's probably going to be a primetime game. They probably going to flex that. You think?
Yeah.
Tom versus Andy? Yeah, that's going to be flexed. For sure.
Yeah, let's go to a sport where the inflation of the balls have never had anything to do with the news. Basketball.
Ball inflation. Man, this NBA
playoffs have been great.
Been
all the truth.
The chain.
Pierce.
I guess we gotta start with them West kids, man. Look,
valiant effort.
I know they sent us home or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I know
you exposed the Hawks.
The Hawks sent us home, but man, we had a lot of issues, man. I guess we could start with Johnny, man. Johnny in that wrist. You know what I'm saying? He lost the flickety wrist, man. And, we was out for that game and we lost. And it was tough, It was tough to try to bounce back from that, man. But if we're going to talk about anybody, man, we got to talk about Mr. Headband himself, the truth, Paul Pierce. Shout out, man, to the OG. We got to salute you, brother.
Yeah, clutch.
For what you did in this playoffs, man, against Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? 2 game winners. Well, I guess 1 game winner and one game tire that they said wasn't. Yeah. But it was so close.
They should have game.
They should have just let them go to overtime and play it out. But, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But, the truth tried to set them free a second time. It would have happened if it wasn't for Nene, falling on the rebound.
Talk about that. How did Horford come out there and just, give me the ball?
Nene and Gortat, man.
Come on now.
Both of y'all, man, did not show up. Man, you gave Gortat all that money, man,
for what?
To play like that. And he had domestic issues, and he was sick. Like, all these excuses, man.
Clippers.
Play ball.
The Clippers in that 3-1 series, up 3-1.
Is Paul retired, man?
Yeah, he's done. He's going to retire.
Paul will be back 1 year.
I think he'll be
for
done.
1 more year. You heard it first. Paul Pierce will be back.
The Clippers.
One more run with
the Clippers. They're up 3-1.
Well,
after beating San Antonio.
Yeah, let's talk about.
After beating San Antonio in Game 7.
The same night as Manny and Floyd, Chris Paul hits this crazy shot. And
one good hamstring.
And eliminates the Spurs.
I was shocked.
And
I think a lot of people. I was in Vegas.
Yeah.
And they played the game, and it was a big raw through the MGM. Like, there was so many Clippers fans there.
I mean, we were close to LA.
Yeah. LA was cool, man.
Well,
Vegas was cool too.
3-1.
3-1 against Houston.
How many times has it happened in the history of the NBA?
I don't know, but Doc Rivers was the first NBA coach to coach 2 teams.
Only happened 3 other times.
2 teams.
No, it was more than
2 teams.
It haven't been that many times. You probably can count it how many times it's
Blame it on Austin Rivers.
Austin was balling.
He was balling.
Austin was balling.
The comments at Matt Barnes to James Harden's mom.
I mean, well, so much for that. Send him home. And then they said Chris Paul was beefing with DeAndre.
So we'll see about that.
Man, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I know one thing, man. The Clips, valiant effort, but major fail. So that's tough. That's tough on them. LeBron.
King James.
The King James. Man. And those Cleveland Cavaliers, man.
They're looking well. They got the mixtape with JR and Shump.
A well-oiled machine right now.
No Kevin Love.
J.R. Smith.
Kyrie not 100%.
J.R. Swish, I'm sorry. I need to make sure I call him correctly after dropping 28 the other night, man. He was definitely J.R. Swish. He went to
Magic City the night before.
He was definitely J.R. Swish that night. That's for sure. Shump hitting 3-pointers. I don't know what's going on. Knicks fans, What's going on?
I don't know.
Knicks fan?
We still good.
What's going on?
We're just sitting there.
Y'all not that good.
Sitting there.
Y'all not that good. But
like I said, there's only going to be one
lot,
champion at the end of the season. So if your team doesn't win a championship, don't come at us, Knicks fans. Because I mean, we try to work with this triangle.
Oh, man. We'll see how that work out.
We'll definitely see how this works out.
What about the injuries, though, man? There's a lot of injuries in this in this Cleveland-Atlanta series.
Kyle Korver's out.
Kyle Korver, he's done for the series.
May need surgery.
Mark Curl, he injured himself. Luckily, he came back. It looked a lot worse than it was. Cause I thought
Dwight Howard? Dwight is just soft. I'm sorry.
I mean, Dwight is Dwight. Shout out to Bomani, man. Mr. Bomani Jones, man. Look, Bomani, I know we had our little issue on Twitter the other night, but you my man though. I watch your show and everything, but you said Dwight Howard was a Hall of Famer.
Which he
Dwight
is.
Howard is not a Hall of Famer. No, he's not.
He's a three. I mean, numbers
he's
wise,
not a Hall of Famer.
3-time defensive player of the year. 9-time.
He's a center. I know
it's a number.
He's a.
I don't think Dwight.
Big man, super.
Just like a lot of people don't like Melo.
I'm gonna call you Clark Kent because Shaq is Superman. So
Clark
Clark
people
Kent
don't like Melo. Melo's a Hall of Famer.
Clark Kent, you are a great rebounder. You
Finish your
are
thoughts.
a great defender. You look good when you flying through the air, man. Look, I mean, I never seen a man over 7 feet fly the way you fly.
He doesn't have heart.
But
like Kobe said.
In the paint, dude, you do not have one, and I repeat, you do not have one go-to move. You don't have a spin move. You don't have a hook shot. You don't have a up and under. You don't have a
He's a Hall of
dream
Famer.
shake. You don't have
But he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Nothing. Nothing.
I looked at his stats.
Nothing.
I know personally, I don't think
So is he going to be in the Basketball Hall of Fame or that's what you're saying?
No, he's going to be in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
He didn't have a college career.
No, he's going to be in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Just because he was a 3-time defensive player of the year?
3-time defensive player of the year, 10-time All-Star. I mean, I don't make the rules. I mean, they're going to look at the numbers. When you look at the numbers, he's going to get in. Just like I don't like Melo. Melo's a great scorer.
Melo will go down as one of the greatest scorers of all
5
time.
and 3. He will. But I don't like Melo.
But he also has a college career.
But personally,
and a championship
at
Syracuse.
Yeah, but Dwight has won more on the pro level than Melo.
Not really. Because they both have 0 rings.
I know, but he has more hardware. He has
That's
3 Defensive Player of the Year awards. That's pretty big.
That's pretty big.
I mean, that's the only argument I can say. Everything else, Dwight's not a All of Famer.
But he's a 7-1 center.
He's not a Hall of Famer. Speaking of who's a Hall of Famer already, Steph Curry, the MVP. We just watched him score 40.
Mama, there goes
in
that
Game
man
3,
again.
And he has one of the most adorable daughters in the whole world.
Shout out to little Riley, man. Riley's awesome.
Riley, even though they gave him some grief, saying he was a bad father. Me being a father, sometimes you gotta let your children be kids.
Riley ducked off, man, and then came up. She was playing peekaboo under the table.
He had a great time.
Look, man, don't be talking about the people kids, man. Look, they got to take care of their children and do their interviews. And y'all seem act like y'all don't mind them having their kids at the interview. So shut up about it.
Shout out to the comeback playoff player of the year, Derrick Rose, and who I think has been the MVP of this playoff, Tristan Thompson from Cleveland. He's going to be a very, very rich man.
Thompson's the MVP of the playoffs?
Yeah.
No. I think the MVP of the playoffs is the MVP.
I mean, it's Steph. They give it to Steph. I shouldn't say MVP. I should say the most surprising. The most surprising.
The King is making a statement, though.
Yeah, it's going to be Cleveland.
The King has pretty much dominated the Atlanta Hawks by himself.
But we just expect that from him.
I mean, yeah, he turns it up a notch.
We just expect that from Brown.
He turns it up a notch come playoff time.
We just expect that from Brown.
That's just real life.
LeBron.
That's just real life. That's what he do.
Also, we got so who you got? We have the Warriors.
Oh, Kyrie, man.
Kyrie 60%.
Got the tendonitis.
Yeah.
Kyrie got tendonitis. I think they should just keep him out. They don't need him, obviously. They didn't need him the other night. They seem to be pretty okay.
We'll see. I don't think they need him
because they're gonna need him for the finals, especially if he got to go against Steph Curry with the shot.
Somebody's gonna have to beat him.
You think they're gonna put Braun on Steph Curry? Would you put Bron on Steph Curry?
That's a good question. I gotta think about it. I would, because you put your best defender on their best player.
I mean, do you have a choice?
You don't.
you gotta
don't.
put the MVP on the MVP, right?
You really don't.
I mean, the best player in the world has to guard the MVP.
Yeah. Speaking
That
of,
should be interesting.
Speaking of the NFL draft,
if that happens.
the NFL draft came. Jameis was the first pick. Mariota went to Tennessee. Kendall Wright and Justin Hunter won.
Man, Mariota had a long night on draft night. First, he gets the call from the Titans. The Titans, they on the line, and all of a sudden the line just ended. And this is before he could get a congratulations or anything. They pretty much told him they was going to draft him, and that was the end of the call. I don't know if he got a call back. I'm assuming. I hope he did. But then they go to the draft party, and they show Justin Hunter and Kendall Wright at the draft party. And when they say the Titans select Marcus Mariota, man, when you see the disappointment in these young boys' faces, I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work out for Marcus Mariota.
I'll wait till they play the game. I still the Cowboys.
I'm not sold.
The Cowboys did the best, I think. They got Randy Gregory.
They had a hell of a
They got
draft.
Brian Jones, and they got Laurel Collins.
They had a hell of a draft.
Which are really good. I think also
he got dicked around.
The Colts did well.
Collins got dicked around though. He's supposed to go in the first round.
The Colts did well. They got drafted Philip Dorsett.
They did get Philip Dorsett,
which is a great option
on the other side of T.Y.
We had Dante Fowler
and Andre. That's crazy.
We had Dante Fowler tear ACL.
Dante Fowler tore the ACL.
And
first day of.
But he still got paid.
I mean, he got to get his dough cheese.
Still got paid. He definitely got paid.
Got to get his dough cheese, you know.
And we got to talk about one of the worst days probably.
My man Jeff
Herman, I mentioned him.
Yeah, Jeff Herman.
He was supposed to take over
Julius. He's probably going to be the starter for Peyton Manning.
He would have.
So, you know, that's going to be tough. But, I mean, I'm sure Peyton will figure it out like he always do.
We also had Justin Smith retire.
Now, we had a couple retirees, man. Justin Smith,
Ed Reed, Troy
Malo.
You know, it always makes me think about if Sean Taylor was alive, we would have seen three of the best three safeties in NFL history play all at the same time. Rest in peace, Sean Taylor.
And the only time that's really ever happened where it was like it would have been safeties that dominant.
Ronnie Lott,
the 80s.
Yeah, Steve Atwater.
That was probably the last time when something like that was going on. So that's interesting you bring that up. Bernie Williams also finally decided to retire. When was the last time Bernie actually played in the game?
Bernie be playing that guitar like nobody business.
I thought Bernie retired in like 2010 or something like that. He haven't played in like 3 or 4 years, so he finally decided to turn in his paperwork and say he was going to retire. So that was interesting.
Very interesting.
That was interesting. Then we had a couple things, other things going on. Everett
Ghost is going to FSU.
It's a
great move.
Let's go. Let's go. Don't be surprised if we don't see some Seminoles in the championship game. I'm just saying.
Ghost is looking
Don't be surprised if you don't see them Seminoles in the championship game. I'm just saying.
That's a good move for FSU.
That was smart for him.
Did you hear what Bobby Bowden came out and said about Jameis? Came out and said a lot of the boosters and other fans are happy that Jameis is gone.
Disgrace.
He said he's a disgrace.
Call that man a disgrace.
Wow.
He called Jameis a disgrace, man.
Wow.
I mean, that's tough, but I mean, you know, nobody's going to question Bobby Bowden. I mean, he's Bobby Bowden, so nobody's going to question what Bobby Bowden said. They're going to act like it didn't happen and kind of keep it pushing. I guess that's really all you can do.
Yeah, I mean, and we got a lot of things going on in the NHL.
The NHL, man. I don't even know if I want to talk about the NHL
Caps,
right now.
The Clippers.
What was the Capitals?
3-1. That was a bad night for you.
Capitals.
That was a bad night for you.
Washington had a crazy week. So Washington had a good day and a very bad day. So let's start with the good day. So on the good day, Bryce hits a walk-off. Paul Pierce hits the game winner. So both of the 34s showed up to the party,
and did their thing,
popped bottles, and left their mark on history. So, the bad day. The bad day. We get eliminated. In both hockey and basketball.
How does that happen?
On the bad day.
On the same day.
On the good day, two game winners. On the bad day, we get eliminated twice.
How does that happen on the same day?
That's DC Sports. Pretty much. That's something that's DC Sports and about what happened in about 2 weeks.
I mean, like I said, Bryce is having an MVP type season.
I guess as we talk about DC Sports, we might as well talk about the Bryce.
Yeah, Bryce
who went deep again last
night. He got
night.
16?
You was at the 16 home runs, and I got to watch it. You know what I'm saying? My man Bryce. Hey, Bryce he's looking like the MVP right now.
Yeah, Bryce is killing, man.
Nelson Cruz got 17 home runs.
Bryce is killing, man.
But Bryce, right now, number 2 in home runs. Bryce is looking like a monster.
Hey, we got to give a shout out to A-Rod.
Big ups to A-Rod.
No matter what you said, performance enhancing drugs.
The numbers are there.
I mean,
the numbers are there.
661 home runs.
He passed Willie Mays, you know what I'm saying? 664. And he got 10 home runs this year so far, though.
Not that bad.
I mean, that's not bad. Seeing how the leader had 17, and he's at 10, and he's a designated hitter only.
Yeah,
so he don't even play every night. So, I mean, that's really not bad at all. Shout out to Miggy, man. Miggy went over 400.
Okay.
What about Miggy? Miggy went over 400 home runs in the past week or two.
Miguel Cabrera?
Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah, you know he has like the same identical stats as Hank Aaron.
Yeah, man. Him and Hank have very similar stats through this point of their career. I mean, I guess it's not really a surprise. I mean, he is a beast.
He won the Triple Crown.
He's a beast.
I mean,
like I said, the dude's a cold beast, man.
Speaking of, David Wright is out again with his back.
He's out again. That's tough. How much longer he got? What about the Mets? The
Mets did start off well.
They started off all right, but
the Mets are going to Mets.
They gonna drop about 14 or 15
the Mets are going to Mets
here. So y'all might want to get it together, New York Mets. I'm just gonna say that
the Mets going to Mets. I mean, also speaking of baseball, they had the first closed game to the fans in Baltimore.
Yeah, they did during the riots, man.
So
they had to close the first closed game ever in baseball. So that was crazy. Having a baseball game and no fans. I'm sure it was pretty quiet.
It was quiet.
The Mamba.
The Black Mamba. Yeah, it's last season.
The Mamba is calling it quits.
Damn, Kobe.
He tells Mitch Kupchak, this is my last year as a Laker.
And you know what the Lakers went out and did? They went out and got the second pick in that lottery.
So the Lakers did go get the second pick?
My Knicks got the 4th pick.
The Timberwolves gets another number 1 pick. How did he get another number 1 pick?
They're gonna be the first roster to have 3 number 1 picks. With
probably in the starting lineup.
Anthony Bennett.
Well, Anthony Bennett's gone. So.
No, he's still there. He's still with the
That's right. Yeah, he is with
Anthony
the
Bennett.
I forgot. The Cleveland drafted him, right?
Yeah, Anthony Bennett.
So Bennett, Wiggins, and probably do they take Towns or Okafor?
Tough. I like Towns.
I don't know. I mean, if I was the GM in Minnesota, I'd probably take Okafor because they don't need a big man that has to get better. They need a big man that can come in and play immediately.
You don't think? I think
because
Towns,
Wiggins and them, they hooping, so they need somebody that can come in and play right now and be effective on the offensive end. I think Towns still has some work to do on the offensive end. He's a great talent. Don't get me wrong, but he has some work to do on the offensive end. He's not all there offensively. But Okafor got moves.
There. Yeah, he might be Tim Duncan.
Yeah, he got moved. So if I were Minnesota, I would take.
He'll fit in better. He'll fit in. I mean, you got pieces. You got
Rubio.
They do have Rubio and Wiggins. And the Zach LaVine. So they got pieces.
They got a lot of nice young
KG,
pieces.
they gonna keep KG there.
You know.
Don't be surprised if KG becomes a coach.
That's the enforcer, man.
So,
KG is the big bad enforcer. You know what I'm saying? You already know how KG go.
yeah.
KG be crazy. He just actually recently had a birthday.
Okay.
Shout out to the ticket, man. I think the ticket had a birthday like a week or two ago, man. You already know that's my man 50 Wayne.
Also need to give a shout out to Ronaldo. 61 goals.
Yeah, we got a lot of
Even if,
lot going on.
yeah, soccer,
football,
whatever you want to call it. That's the world's most popular sport. Again, we got Barcelona and Juventus.
Smooth.
Who?
Ronaldo.
Yeah, Ronaldo's a man.
Messi too. Messi got
too.
dudes falling on TV.
Yeah,
Messi made my man fall with the meanest crossover.
Barcelona won the La Liga.
They did.
Shout out to Chelsea. Chelsea went ahead and won the Premiership.
What about your boy Steven Gerrard?
Steven Gerrard, he's leaving Liverpool. One of the great midfielders.
Cheese.
About to come to LA.
About to get that dough
Galaxy.
That's what's about
So
to happen.
that'd be a nice little move
He's about to
going
get
on.
that dough cheese.
Speaking of getting that dough cheese, that Manny Floyd fight.
Guess we gonna go to Vegas and talk about Manny and Floyd. So before we get started with Manny and Floyd, how was your trip?
Vegas was an experience.
How was your trip? That was your first time in Vegas.
My first time in Vegas.
Fight weekend.
It was insane.
I'm sure it was hectic. My cousin was out there too.
I met Sugar Ray.
She said it was insane.
I met Sugar
You
Ray.
did get to meet the Sugar Man.
I saw 2 Chainz.
Who also had a birthday recently.
Larry Fitzgerald stayed on the same. Larry Fitzgerald was in the same elevator. There was so many celebrities there. Like you just, that's who. Oh, that's that person. It was crazy though. It was crazy. Shout out to the women. They had no clothes on.
Yeah,
Shout y'all out. Y'all was doing it, and they was thirsty for them dollars.
Major Gatorade in Vegas on fight weekend. So let's talk about the fight that you just called mediocre, right? Floyd, work, Mayweather.
It was easy work.
He's no longer the money man. He is now Floyd, easy work, Mayweather, because he is making all these dudes look like easy work. I tried to tell everybody that Manny Pacquiao is simply not good enough. Okay,
you was telling me.
He said he was injured. He said he won the fight. Manny Pacquiao, you did not win the fight. So I don't know why you told Max you won the fight, and then Max went on you. Actually, Max was like, well, neither I nor anyone at ringside thought you won the fight. So much for that, Manny Pacquiao. Manny got sued too.
Oh yeah, by people.
Because he didn't reveal his injury. If you know you're injured and you could take a shot or something to help with your injury,
no, they said they wouldn't let him.
Because he didn't reveal the injury.
Oh, okay.
All you had to do was reveal the injury since you were hurt, right? So you know what Floyd said? Floyd said, look, I ain't got time for the excuses. You're a sole loser. You get no rematch. I don't want to see a rematch.
I don't either.
I don't want to see a rematch. For what?
I'd rather see Canelo fight Mayweather again.
I don't want to see Canelo either.
They're not good enough. No one's good enough for Mayweather.
Canelo needs to fight Triple G, who also won by stunning knockout last week. And speaking of knockouts, James Kirkland. Man, James Kirkland. Look, you need to go back with your female trainer, my dude, because
he fired his trainer, right?
Man, I don't know what he be doing. I don't know what kind of situation they got going on, but I know one thing. Every time you leave your trainer's side and go with some alias other trainer,
knocked out.
You get knocked out, and it was no exception.
It's a money situation?
A couple weeks ago against the redhead bomber, because man,
Dexter
Canelo dropped you like a bad habit, Holmes, and that was tough. That was, it was. I'm not gonna say it was tough to look at because it was actually pretty awesome to look at. But that's tough for you that you had to experience it because your head bounced off the ring. It was just a bad look.
It wasn't a good look. If you had your family watching or in attendance, they were very disappointed.
That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad.
We also disappointed in Brittney Griner and Gloria Johnson.
You got to be disappointed.
The
in
domestic
these two
violence in the WNBA.
that nobody's talking about.
Yeah, no one talks about that.
That nobody's talking about.
I mean, Ray Rice got off his charges in New Jersey, but you have these two.
Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch.
Talk about in a second.
We will get into Kurt Busch.
But let's get back to Brittney Griner and Gloria
Johnson. 7 games.
These two married young ladies. Yeah, they're married young ladies. Got into a domestic situation, and
both were arrested.
Nobody's talking about, and both got arrested, and both got 7 games because the WNBA say they wasn't having it. But nobody's talking about that. Maybe because it's 2 women,
of course,
and it's not a man beating on a woman.
Of course,
I mean, a woman beating on another woman, is that not worth talking about?
I don't know. I mean, the WNBA has been fighting for popularity. This is a black eye, no pun intended. For the game.
That's a lot.
And I mean, 7 games is a lot because they only play about, I think, 30 or 40 games. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
I want to take my daughter out to a game because she's been playing basketball lately. So I'm gonna take her out to a game this summer. See the Mystics.
Yeah. Yeah.
So speaking of, and a lot of things is changing. Let's go into the NFL.
Talk about these NFL rule changes. That
2-point conversion.
Down. That's actually that's smart though. That's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, I think the defense deserves to get the 2 points. If you fail a 2-point conversion, or they block your extra point and they return it for a touchdown, I think they deserve 2 points. So that's not a bad rule change.
The extra point on the 33.
This 32, 33-yard field goal situation for extra points.
Messing up a lot of the bookies.
I don't know what's going to happen with that situation because it's a lot of kickers that can't make a 32, 33, 35
difficult
field
for them.
goal. Might get a little rough. You might start seeing some off-brand scores.
Yeah, like 32 to 26.
It should be interesting.
Very interesting.
To say the least. It should be interesting.
Very interesting.
Since you're talking about the NFL, let's talk about my mighty 49ers.
What they do?
With the uni change, the 49ers going all black for the 2015 season. I'm looking forward to that. Look, a lot of y'all are counting my Niners out. I'm telling y'all, quest for 6 is real.
I mean, you have lost.
Shout out to my man Jim Tom Sula, man. Shout out to
Borland.
the bow that's back. Look, Navarro is back.
Willis.
Man, we lost a lot of pieces,
Smith.
but we added some pieces, some young pieces.
Gore.
I'm telling y'all,
The head coach.
do not sleep on the Bay Area boys. I'm telling y'all, don't sleep on them Niners.
Can't wait.
Because them Niners are still going to be a threat.
Speaking of sleep, and you think we're going to get a Triple Crown winner this year?
I don't know.
American Pharaoh
is going to put
won the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness.
He got the Preakness.
We'll see what's going to happen at Belmont.
And we're going to see what happens, man. It's been, what, 7 horses? 8 horses?
It's been a lot. That's secretary.
That's attempted this feat. Got the first 2 and got to the 3rd one. And
it's tough, man.
Failed miserably. American Pharaoh seems to be prime choice to get it done. So we'll see if he gets it done. We'll see if he gets it done. So I guess we can, slide back to the NHL a little bit, man.
Rangers and
talk about
2-2.
These series. It's conference finals right now.
Lord Stanley.
In a lot of places, you know what I'm saying? The NBA and the NHL got conference finals going on right now. So we got a 2-2 series, with the Rangers right now, and the Blackhawks currently in overtime are down 2-1 in their series. So they need the W, or they're gonna be looking at the 3-1, and that's not usually it doesn't work in your favor. But I don't know, it's been working in some teams' favors
like the Rangers
this year. So the Rangers and the Rockets seem to think 3-1 is not that bad. So we'll see.
We also have, what's wrong with your boy
Kurt, I guess we can talk about Kurt Busch now, then, right?
I mean, Kurt Busch. Talk about that man.
Let's talk about Kurt Busch now. I mean, Kurt Busch. So, Kurt Busch. Well, let's talk about Charlotte. Coco 600 this weekend. He had the fastest car in Charlotte, so that's good.
In positive news.
But E60, ESPN has done a report. They do their reports.
Their research
when they investigate, right? So Patricia Driscoll. This lady
his
has
ex-girlfriend.
a long list of things.
Accused him of domestic violence.
That was the young lady that accused him of domestic
violence.
That's
on money from a charity.
A couple months back. But it's her charity. Supposedly for disabled veterans. But, of course, used for personal expenses, trips,
like all the congressmen do.
Louis bags, Jimmy Choos. So that's what she's doing with the money.
And try to get a hitman?
No, she claimed to be a hitman. Like Kurt Busch got on the stand and said, "I'm literally scared of this woman. This woman's crazy." That's what he does when he told the people. He said he was scared. He said this chick is crazy. She got pictures of people getting shot in the head, people getting slashed.
She's crazy.
Like he don't know what to think. Like she supposedly should work for the CIA. Just as you told people, the FBI has turned her into the IRS because they trying to figure out what's going on with that money.
Oh yeah.
So she got a lot going on in her little circle right now.
She on that yayo like Bones Jones. What's wrong with your mans?
John Bones Jones. Hit and run homes. Had the cocaine in your urine. Had the cana in your urine, my dude. Got the indefinite suspension. And you know what he doing tonight? He's sitting at home watching his championship, which was vacated, with either my man Cormier or Anthony Johnson.
It's happening in Vegas.
It's going down in Vegas tonight at the MGM. So he's watching probably whoever the next champion is going to be that didn't beat him for the belt. He had to give it up.
I want to go check a UFC fight out.
Man, UFC's awesome, but that UFC 187 is tonight. Like I said, his John Jones super middleweight championship was on the line. Chris Weidman also was on the card. A lot of y'all UFC compadres know Chris Weidman. He a bad boy. So the card looked like it was pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? But it got to be tough to be sitting at home watching your title being fought for and you don't have a say so. Man, that's a lot. We just covered a whole lot.
We covered a whole lot.
I know we've been missing that action.
And we brought it to you just for you folks.
We've been missing the action. The French Open is coming up too. Shout out to Serena.
That's the only thing we root for. And Tiger Woods is hurt again.
Tiger, him and Lindsey Vonn, they broke up on the internet.
They too old for that. Come on, Tiger.
Breaking up on the internet though?
Come on,
what about
Tiger.
your boy Holyfield and Mitt Romney though?
Oh yeah, Holyfield took a dive.
Holyfield and Mitt Romney, these two jokers.
I thought Holyfield was right next to you, the way you looked over there.
I didn't know what that was. I thought I saw something.
Well, folks, that's gonna finish that's part 2.
That's part 2, man. Real talk,
Memorial Day
man.
weekend.
It is Memorial Weekend.
Again.
Real talking sports, man.
It's a lot coming towards you.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot
we got coming, man. It's gonna be a hell of a summer. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Does Toronto? We gonna do Toronto. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all that BCG, man. I'm trying to tell y'all that Black Compass group, man. It's about to get real. You know what I'm saying? Black Compass, real talk. It's going down. Get familiar. Subscribe. Follow. Listen. We're not gonna tell y'all no more. You know what it is. Real talking sports.
And be safe out here. Be safe out here in the streets.
It's a long weekend.
Summertime.
Don't get no trouble.
No drunk driving.
We're gonna see y'all soon. Don't think this is not a goodbye. You know what I'm saying? This is a see you later. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to check us out. All our Apple
Twitter.
people, man. We on that Twitter. Real talking sports. You know what I'm saying? At RTN Sports. You know what it is. The podcast box, man. We are now on that Apple.
Podcast source.
I'm sorry, the podcast source. They didn't change the name. They changed the name and didn't tell us. I had to look it up and figure it out that they changed the name. But podcast source in the App Store.
Sports and Recreational.
You can search for it. You know what I'm saying?
We there. We ain't going nowhere.
You gonna see
we
it.
just keep
this show will be on
going
there.
better.
You know what I'm saying?
And better.
We're gonna get bigger and better.
And better.
You already know what it is.
Shout out to all the haters. I know you're watching the show.
Hi, haters.
We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we need y'all too. You know
Again, get familiar, subscribe, follow, and listen.
I'm not gonna tell y'all again. Real talk.
We out.
Memorial Day. Be easy.